You know what the fuck it is. Love it. Got it, yeah. Yeah, you know how we coming all summer, nigga. All winter. What the fuck? We don't give a fuck what time it is, nigga. We want what's ours. Yeah.
Bitch, I been charged up. Shit, I had to boss up. Bitch, I had to get it. A nigga been broke long. Whipping coke to the coke songs. Cut it and flip it. My niggas been clipping shit. Got barbers on deck on.
Yeah, we here. 3 sides to a story. We was just sitting here since last week trying to figure out why don't young males know how to communicate with one another. I say it again. We be sitting here trying to figure out in dialogue why don't young males know how to communicate with one another. But before we start the show, I want to touch on something because we got somebody, a few comments in the comment section. And this comment is from Candace from Roanoke, Virginia. And she said she too watched The Wire and she noticed our dress code. And she said the way we dress don't look like how we dress in The Wire. But to piggyback off of what she was saying, she had a question for Brother Swag. She wanted to know, she said she always see you shining on the show. Nice jewels, nice clothes. She said, no disrespect to everybody else on the show, but she want to know is you the one with the bag.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't know shit. We all the ones with the bag, baby. I mean, you they say birds of a feather flock together, you feel what I'm saying? So everybody, I fuck with everybody I flock with got the bag, baby. But I thank you, I appreciate you. Yeah, man.
She from Roanoke, Virginia, so.
You know, some of my niggas just be quiet. You know, I'm a little more flamboyant. I like the jewels and all that, but my niggas got houses, businesses, and all that. You know, foreign cars, you know, the whole nine. So everybody got the bag, baby.
And to piggyback off that, Candace, you gotta forget. I don't know how Roanoke, Virginia is, but we in the city, bro. We in the city, sweetheart. And to me, that's a setup question if we was here, and it's a trick bag question. So I wouldn't have answered you. You know what I'm saying? But no, to keep it real though, everything cool though. We men around here, but not just that. I'm not saying the brother don't have a good substantial income or nothing like that. But just because a person look nice in Baltimore, it don't necessarily mean they got the bag or got money. A person just because a person ain't dirty and ain't trifling, don't mean he don't have no money. So even if you see a person dressed up or feel like he got jewels or shine, don't mean he got the bag. He just keep himself up in Baltimore terms. So I don't know how y'all carry it down south where just dudes with money have nice things, but a broke dude had nice things too. They just not dirty and trifling. Because I came up broke, but my family was never trifling. So just the food for thought. Don't think that everybody you see shining gotta have money. They just keep that stuff up.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. In New York, I learned how to look like money at one of my brokest times.
Right. You got to.
You got to. One thing New York showed the niggas how to be down and look like $1 million. You feel what I'm saying? So
you got to keep yourself all groomed.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Looking like $1 million all the time.
And then it ain't on you. It's in you.
It's one
you
of
feel what I'm saying?
shit.
So some niggas it don't matter if I'm
shit.
down to a penny. I'ma look the part, shorty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Always.
So back to the lecture at hand. The topic today is why don't young men of this don't know how to communicate with one another. Not just black men all over the world. Cause you know, you go places, you notice the young ones, and we trying to figure out why is that. Role model Rick, you can kick it off if you got any insight on it.
Wow, man.
Cause you're a barber, so you deal with a lot of people.
I think it maybe is social media really plays a big part of it.
But social media is what?
Plays a big part of the youth not communicating with each other.
What you mean?
Like, you know, them being in social media, like stuck in there, you know what I'm saying? They just don't got time really, you know what I'm saying?
So social media help people not to communicate? Because I don't do social media.
I do. So I think social media help people not to communicate, really.
How?
Well, you pretty much you're stuck in the matrix, man. Like not everybody that's on social media is like DMing somebody. You know what I'm saying? They either like looking at shoes or looking at women, or you know what I'm saying?
No,
distracted doing other things.
So then they lost the confidence.
Yeah.
Confident. Okay, so
That's what I think. That's what he's trying to explain. He lost the confidence on communicating,
okay.
Right.
looking at each other's eyes.
So social media make you lazy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you
Yeah.
so got you.
And you lost the ability too because you're not practicing it.
Got you.
Right.
So what's your take on it?
No, I think Hans will make a great point. I think he's absolutely right. We lose the ability to learn how to communicate properly with one another face to face because now we are so engaged in the phone and being able to just quickly text people. You know, so we have slightly lost the ability, but I think on a deeper level of, you know, what we just discussed in as far as just men knowing how to communicate with one another, I think that's a lost form, or maybe a form that we all lack that we've never even learned properly how to do anyway with one another. You know what I mean? Because I know growing up in like the city, you know, we come up not wanting to listen to any type of enforcement or anything that came from a position of power, meaning like, you know, we grew up with like the fuck the police mentality. Boom. You know, so we never liked any form of authority. And even myself, I know working in the corporate world, that's something I had to adjust to, was learning how to accept rules and shit from authority. Two, we come up in the figure, I know like myself, you know, my mother got high, done drugs, you know, my whole life. So she never raised me, you feel what I'm saying? So I never had a mother figure, and I damn sure have a father figure because he was incarcerated my entire life. So therefore, never having a father figure, and then you coming up in a community, in a hood or environment that says fuck the police. So you never have an authority figure there or learn how to respect authority, you know, coming up, because your whole mindset and program from where our upbringing is fuck authority, basically. You feel what I'm saying? And two, we always taught to kind of suppress our emotions. You know, you fall, you trip, you cry. What your mother tell you, get up, son. You feel what I'm saying? Your father telling you, oh, you tough. You know what I mean? Don't cry. You ain't supposed to cry. You tough. You're a boy. You know. So having a lack of authority in the household and a lack of respect for authority, always told to suppress our emotions. All of these go into communicating and properly communicating and understanding your emotions, how you feeling, and how to properly communicate it, whether it's to your woman, your spouse, your sister, your brother, your homeboy, whatever. And us men, we all coming from those same environments, so it's difficult for all of us. We all have the lack of tools. We lack that. You know what I mean? And I feel like, I know for me specifically, that's a little bit of my past, so I know that goes into why I lack it. I don't know why everybody individually does, but I know from niggas from my environment, that's why I personally like communicating properly with men or just, you know, people in general. But how y'all feel about that?
So when your father was in
correct.
prison, did he
that's
communicate with you through the prison system, like calling and
I
visits?
spoke to him like, you know, once every week or two. You know what I mean?
It's
But
not the
small
same
talk.
either.
He's gonna say.
Yeah, it's not the same,
No,
but
no,
it's like it's a tense moment. So
Right.
when the person in prison, I communicated better when I was in prison because that's all I had.
You communicate with the outside.
Better
Better.
and inside. So in the outside, for example, if I was shy to talk to a woman, or if I had second thoughts about talking to a female, in prison it boosts that morale. So as soon as you come in contact with a woman,
You wanna talk to
everything's
her.
going to be perfectly said and done, even if you don't like her or not.
Right.
What I mean by that, it was redneck hillbilly white women in the corrections. I learned to talk to those women just like they was Naomi Campbell or somebody, to get my way.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But it can't. It didn't. It didn't come natural. It was a learned behavior because I seen how other guys, they might come back from somewhere chewing gum, and I be like, how the fuck you get gum? They don't have that on commissary. Whole time he in the school, and it might be a staff member up there, particularly a woman.
Right.
Then the same gum they might be chewing, I go up there and be like, I know she ain't give him a piece of gum, but the only way you can get it if you know how to communicate with her. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So even in that, so with the social media thing, right?
I said social media for this era of kids.
all right.
At least he said
Yeah.
for this
So
era.
so this
Yeah.
era in
Yeah.
social media, right? Communicating. If we was to all go out to a club tonight, and but one out of the two might leave with a female or take on a date the next day. Why is it that? But everybody, if all 15 of us go out to a club,
Right.
1 or 2% of us might leave that club with a female, or 1 or 2% might successfully go on a date with the female we met in the club, right?
Right.
But I can guarantee all 15 of us is going to leave that club with somebody Instagram, following them on Instagram. Why is that though? That's
Thing is, the mentality you are going to the club. Well, with what mentality y'all going to the club? Like y'all going to the club to get girls, or y'all trying to have fun and fuck around and laugh and say story like or drink?
No,
Fuck everybody.
I say that's a source of communication.
but people follow the female on
People-
Instagram,
Instagram,
but
right.
don't take. It's like they
That,
comfortable with that.
I guess that's the thing.
So the new females, this generation now, that's what they want to do. They want to check your status. So opposed to like how we came up with, you meet a
Okay.
female in the club and it's like, shorty, what's your number? These females now ain't even asking about a number. They like, yo, what's your Instagram?
Oh.
And they want to do that because they want to see what you, how you dressing, how you looking. You feel what I'm saying? What's your status? How many followers?
Right.
All that type of shit that you got. You feel what I'm saying? So that's definitely affecting, the way that we date and communicate with females alone, because the females aren't even really properly communicating now the way that they used to in the old school. And like I said, it's just about right now we living in a very strange time, and a lot of shit is just about your social status, man. And if you ain't popping, these young females 25 and under, they ain't really fucking with you. Like really, they got
So
motion.
how they know you popping though? Don't you gotta
Through
have a
your social
conversation
media.
with them?
No, that's the thing. They don't know as far as who you really are as a man because they going through your social media. They don't know.
So what is
they
some of
think
the
you
things-
popping from social media just by your followers. How many likes you got on pictures? How you dressing?
So how many likes you gotta have to be popping?
I got 7,000 followers, and that ain't even really. That's just starting to get somewhere. Like you ain't really like nobody on social media until you got like 10,000 followers. You feel what I'm saying?
And that come from people just from your city or from everywhere.
That's from everywhere.
So the people from everywhere don't know you, right? Or do they know you?
Through social media, it allows you to gain access to people all over the world. You know what I mean? I might fuck with your music. I can DM you like, yo, short. You know what I mean? I'm from Baltimore. I do music too. I fuck with your music. You feel me? Like, let's lock in. What's your price? You might give me a price. Now we locked in. You might live way out fucking Cali or.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? So it allows that accessibility, nationwide, worldly, honestly.
Got you.
Yeah,
That's,
Yeah.
a good thing. Well, that's a good thing about social
It
media,
works.
for real.
It got its
It's
got
some
its
pros and
pros and
cons.
Right. Real shit.
So being a
Pros and
barber,
cons.
do that come natural communicating with people?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. For sure.
You gotta learn
I'm-
how to say anything. Like you gotta
Real
learn how,
shit. Yeah.
everything, any topic
Absolutely.
you have.
Yeah, because niggas want
you
to talk
gotta
to you
know.
about sports,
Yeah,
females,
yeah,
personal
Everything.
problems.
everything. We gotta
You
be
feel
like
me?
on
You gotta be
point with
well-versed.
everything. We gotta know a little bit, man.
Everything.
It's crazy.
Be well versed.
So why y'all wear shades at night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
wear
know.
my
When I
shades
left
in
my
it.
house this morning, I got them on and I feel comfortable with them.
And okay,
Anytime, I don't care. Now I put them on in the morning.
got you.
You know, so and I put them on in the afternoon. I said, fuck, I can have it at night.
So do you think you look more threatening or less threatening with shades on?
No.
Because I think
I'm
you're a
not.
gangster with those shades on.
Why?
Because of what the movies portray. Of men of your nationality, when you all have on shades,
Right.
I would think you trying to be macho.
Right.
Nah, but I don't put them without. I don't put them on without point.
Because it's my ignorance, because lack of communication. I wouldn't knew. If I seen y'all in my neighborhood with them shades on,
Yeah.
it would be problems.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because y'all come across as a threat.
Shit, they look like
no.
the plug.
Yeah,
I'm
night.
trying to lock in with
Right.
you.
You know,
Exactly.
I don't need them.
I got you.
You know, but it's a lot of lights now. So,
Right, I see. Yeah.
You know, if I go to the club, I don't like all the lights on my face.
So
my
how,
eyes.
how do
It's
y'all feel
uncomfortable.
about what I just said as far as like, us growing up in communities where there's a lack of respect for authorities, and then the lack of having a male authority in your household? Do you think that has anything to do with the reason why males are unable to communicate? as well as the emotional aspect of everyone always telling us like, fuck your feelings, be tough, suck it up.
Wow, man. That's a tough one. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
You grew up with your father?
No, I grew up with my mom, but I mean, let me,
Why you say it's tough then?
cause I don't have that communication with my mom. You dig what I'm saying? Just like honestly, just recently we used to talk after 4 months.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. It's kind of tough. 'Cause
So-
I like me and my mom like we didn't grow up like with like communication skills like back and forward like you know what I'm saying, son and mom.
So outside of the barbershop, how's your communication with other people?
Mine is good.
Got you.
Mine
I
is
communicate a lot.
mine is great when it comes to my brother, close friends.
Okay.
Yeah, but when it comes to like parent wise, it's bad.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is terrible. That's something I know I got to work on. Cause you know my family tell me that all the time. My mother, my best friends, my homeboys, everybody tell me all the time.
Nigga,
like,
pick up your fucking phone, yo. I love you, bro, but yeah.
yeah, I know that's
Yeah.
something I gotta work on.
I think
definitely.
communication starts first in yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
First, that's the first communication that have to be done.
Oh, real shit.
And
What you mean?
communication with your body, communication with your mind, communication with your spirit.
Yeah, real shit.
They have to
Yeah.
be on point.
You know what? You know,
24/7. If you ain't have it, you probably say communication, that just talking.
Right.
You ain't communicating anything.
like
Right.
Right.
getting off of prayer.
Right.
You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta
Hey,
communicate.
we can be
yourself.
talking right
Yeah.
now about
You know what I'm saying?
any topic that won't get us to any point.
Right.
Right.
So that's not communication. We just throwing stuff out of the mind,
Got you.
wasting time.
Got you.
You know, now we could be talking something that enrich your brain and mind and share different point of views on any topic. So
Gotcha.
shit, I just make my point bigger.
Got you.
You make your point bigger because we have a different. Now, ego comes into that.
Ego.
Ego
Okay.
come into that
Sure.
and make us hate each other because we have a different point of view.
So would it be
And
easy?
wouldn't allow us having communication because now I'm looking at you with a wrong mentality
Okay.
and you do it the same. So we're now not allowed to communicate with each other.
Damn, real shit, yo.
Yo,
That's
and
so
while you
deep,
on that,
yo.
yo, that's super deep, and
That's
I
super
hope the
deep,
world
yo.
caught that. And honestly,
Damn.
that's why the murder rate is so high in these black inner cities, because black men don't know how to communicate properly with each other,
Facts.
and it results in a lot of criminal activity or some type of form of violence because of exactly what you just said.
Real
You
shit,
know,
yo,
we got a
that's deep,
difference
yo,
of
that's so
opinion.
deep,
It was,
bro.
it
Real
was
shit,
super
yo.
deep.
Super
We got a
deep.
difference in opinion, and because
Right.
you unable to express it, and I'm unable to express it.
Right.
Now it results in me saying fuck you, you saying fuck me, and now I'm trying to blow your
Right.
head off,
Now-
I'm trying to blow
Right.
my head off.
No, and that is so big, honestly,
Right.
because sometimes like you might call that person 2 or 3 times, then like, but the second time you might feel like that, like wow, this nigga is ignoring my call, not getting back at me. You know what I'm saying? Just yeah, like real shit. I just
So do it really be you so busy that you can't answer your phone or you don't have your phone on you?
Well, me, honestly, damn, I don't even want to even admit this on camera, but I deal with like social anxiety and mental health issues sometimes where I'm just not in that space. Sometimes I'm very busy, but sometimes I'm just not in a mental space or mental capacity to be able to take on whatever you about to hit my phone with. So I need a minute, a few hours sometimes to process what I'm
Okay.
doing, and then when I'm back in that mental space to be able to digest whatever you about to say and be there in
Yeah,
real
that's
life
real,
time,
that's
then
real.
I'll hit you back.
Okay.
And you
That's
know,
right.
and that's something I struggle with even communicating to people, because they be like, yo, you terrible. And it's be sometimes I'm just not mentally there, and I hit you back, you know, when I'm ready to be there, and I know I can focus and, you know what I mean, and be present. And I don't know how to communicate that to people. And 2, I don't think people understand that. And 3, that's just a lot to try to even give to somebody. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm saying that now for everybody who always send me a text. You send me a text, I get through to you. You feel what I'm saying? But the phone calls, sometimes just I ain't there. I ain't
Right. I
there
respect
mentally.
that.
You know what I mean? And I get back to you when I can. But and while we talking about communication is a lot of forms. Like you said, I mean, these is my best friends, you know what I mean, saying the same thing, you know, my lady might be saying, or, you know, other people might be saying. It's communicating on so many facets, you know what I mean, just as far as your communication with your woman, with your family members, your mother, your father, your brothers, your sisters, you know, with your homeboys, you know, your friends, just communication, you know, in general. And yeah, I think that's something I know I lack for all the reasons I mentioned, and you know, and maybe a lot of us black men or men in general lack it for
honestly,
the same
I can relate what you said earlier, because sometimes I'm overwhelmed with shit, and sometimes I don't feel like picking up the phone call. Maybe for my lady, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I have one of those days, I feel like they have the whole world in my shoulders, you know what I'm saying? So I understand where you're coming from, bro. Yeah.
So that was one of the most honest answers I could even, cause I fight.
Real honest.
See, my thing is this: we learn to suppress a lot of things.
We do.
We learn to suppress a lot of shit.
Facts.
Coming from the ghetto.
Yeah,
and when you
facts,
suppress
honestly.
a lot of shit.
Yeah. We just discussed that the other day, too.
Yeah, it's not. See, me, I can't do this. This is what I can't do. I can't not feel like answering the phone today, cause my life can depend on it.
Right.
I can, or somebody else's life can depend on it. I want to sometimes just get a phone up or give and just say, fuck it. But I can't do it because I've been wired that way for so long. And when you wired that way for so long, I don't take on everybody's problems, but I'm accessible.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because where I'm from, it's like, it's a form of being a person that think you acting like a bitch when you ain't answering the phone. And where I'm,
shut that door.
That's what you lack to never want to do. You know, you don't want a person, he acting like a fucking sucker today, he ain't answering the phone.
Right.
Or he ain't speaking to us today.
Right.
Even if you don't feel like it, a man gonna be a man at all times.
Right.
So that's why it's different for me and my era. Right. You can't have a whole conversation with a person today and then tomorrow you act funny.
Right.
That'll get you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's why I'm still like that.
Right.
So when other people do it, I had to learn to know that we just came up different, or they might be going through something. Right. Because I go through something every day, but you might not know it. Exactly. Because I can't switch up, because it can cost me my life or you your life. Right. And that's just the bottom line. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I think that, and I see that on Instagram now too, that we got to stop feeling guilty for having those boundaries those boundaries, period. Because a lot of times, like you were just saying, we allow people to bombard those boundaries, and then you never have time for yourself. You know what I mean? And if I ain't good for me, I can't be good for nobody else at the end of the day. And it's important. And honestly, when I'm in the bed, I tell my wife that all the time. Like, I don't answer the phone in the bed at all. Like, that's my time in the bed. I'm in the bed. I'm resting. I ain't going out yet. I ain't ready for the world yet. You feel what I'm saying? That's me and my wife time. We in the bed. We don't answer the phones. You text me, I'll text you back. But we don't answer no phones in the bed. That's our time.
Oh, got you.
You feel what I'm saying? And then once we out, we out. But just, I'm saying all that to simply say, it's important, equally important for us to have those boundaries and to make sure we're not always accessible. And I take a lot on. My problem is, like, I don't know how to say no. You feel what I'm saying? So I take a lot on it, nigga. It might be, you might hit me in trouble. You might hit me like, yo, Swah. You feel me? Swah, I need you at 2:30. Rick hit me like, yo, Swah, I need you at 4. Hands will hit me at like 6:30. I need you. Verse might hit me at 8, and I'm gonna say yeah to all y'all. I ain't gonna say, look, I can't because I gotta see Rick at 4:30. Rick, I can't because I gotta see Hands at 3. I can't. I'm gonna take on everything. And the next thing you know, I'm spread thin because now I jump in the car. I gotta go see you, handle. We gotta take care. Go handle this. Go handle that. Then I'm 2 hours late to this, and the niggas like, yo, you long-winded. So it's important for us to just have those boundaries and not be so accessible, because that shit be driving me the fuck.
Sometimes I'm scared to answer a text from WhatsApp because it can be like, yo, Rick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
especially people like us as providers, somebody always needs something from us. Always needs something.
All the time.
So can anybody, this for everybody, why do people ask for money through text?
Man.
Why do people ask money? That's the worstest thing I think you could do. Ask to borrow money, for some money, through a text. Why do people do that?
And you know what I hate?
Why?
Motherfucker might see me go to like Cabo somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I go to Cabo for like
God
7
damn,
days.
yeah, and then
And then
That was nice, yeah.
yeah, but that's what motherfuckers saying. So then the minute I come in from Cabo, my aunts and people like, yo, I'm late on my rent. I need to hold a couple $1,000. I need to hold some money. Like, yo, I just
I
spent
don't
racks.
post nothing.
yeah.
I don't
That
post
was
anything
nice.
no more.
Yeah, like yo, I
I
just spent
stopped
racks.
posting.
Why do you think right now
I
is the
had the
time to
same
ask me for
problem.
money? I just spent $7,000 in Cabo. You think I want to come home and give you so much as $50 right now?
So
Like,
do they text it or actually?
they text me.
See?
Yeah, you feel me? Back
you
to what
ignore
you
the
was saying.
text?
Yeah, hell yeah, I ignore the fucking text.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? It's like, it's always after I bought my car, motherfuckers start texting me, yo, I'm glad to see you up, da-da-da, I think you nice car, can I borrow some money? Nigga, I just dropped bands on this car. What make you think this is the time now to ask for some money? It's always after you spent or made a big purchase, motherfuckers are saying a purchase and oh yeah, let me holler at him and ask him for some money.
You know what I learned?
Nah.
I learned to,
Yeah, I
to
ignore the
live
text.
outside of the matrix. You know what I'm saying? It's like whatever. If I go to example to Cabo, Dominican Republic, that's something I enjoy for myself. So I recently I just traveled for my birthday with my brother Hansel, and
definitely answer the
you know what I'm
phone,
saying? I didn't have to post anything. It's just something I
answer
enjoy
the phone on
myself. You know what I'm
vacation.
saying?
Right. You gonna holler
So
at me out there.
communication is off from them.
Yeah.
so
Communication.
so
I
do
don't
you
even
feel
call the shop.
Right,
I
fact.
don't even call the shop. I was like, fuck it.
Real?
Yeah, nah.
So do you feel you communicate better with people your age or older?
Bro, to be honest, if you see how I have a communication with kids,
Kids.
with even like 3 years old
Mhm.
kids, you see how I talk with your son?
All right.
I can talk with anybody.
So do you talk to them or at them?
Sorry.
Do you talk to them or at them? Like
No.
you know, like
No,
we-
I talk at them, and they talk back. Like
Right.
I ask them questions. Why you
Oh,
doing
I
that?
got
What to whoever? And you know, if you say something interest that I want to know, then we're talking.
got you.
Yeah, I have a conversation with my 4-year-old. And
With who?
with my youngest son.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's 4.
Okay.
And like I said, like back of conversations.
Okay.
We hold conversations together, so yeah.
For me, it's always older, cause I just so gain from older motherfuckers, like, and I don't care like what your history is, like from the junkies to like the richest niggas. Like I
no
take,
question.
I
Anybody, you can learn.
Yeah, I take it
suck
all.
it in there, ain't no question.
yeah, and honestly,
too.
I learn more from the people that's like down bad than the
Yeah,
people that's
absolutely.
up. Like it be like
Oh,
life changing, like.
Let me prick your brain. Absolutely. Yeah,
Gems.
let me talk to you.
Words.
That's a question. You used to talk to a guy. He got great communication skills. That used to what? We used to have the dealership up here. Remember the guy, the Jamaican guy? You used to smoke weed with him. Remember? You told me. He was an old head.
Oh,
But getting high with somebody different.
No. He was
What do you mean
he
he's
was
getting
he was a really
That's
Shut up, baby.
because you can get high with somebody, drink with somebody, and don't never know nothing about it.
No. There's a difference between alcohol and weed. You know what I'm saying? Because when you smoke weed, you have great communication skills. Absolutely.
All right, but listen.
Yeah. Real
You know what I'm
shit.
saying? When the person get high with you, we got something in the hood called get high buddies. That's
Okay.
my get high buddy.
Right.
Now you might have a woman that would never touch a man with a 10-foot pole, or he would never touch her with a 10-foot pole. He might have a wife at home.
Right.
He might have an upstanding job, but he come all the way down to the ghetto, go in this junkie lady house, and she'll put everybody out of her house. And you be like, oh, Miss Such and Such acting funny today. No, I'm not. My friend coming over. But it don't be the kind of friend that's gonna lay with her. It's her get high buddy.
Okay.
Everybody has one. A
Right.
main person that you get high with. Whether they helping you shoot dope in your veins
Right.
or whatever. But it's, you always stick with a person, somebody through the midst of the ghetto always has somebody that got high with.
Right.
Or drink with. My drinking buddy or my get high buddy. That's the only time they communicate with one another.
Mhm.
If they knew each other, once one of them stopped getting high or stopped drinking,
There's this.
the communication is off.
Yeah.
So that's why, see, the whole thing is about communication. It ain't just about, it's all kinds of communication.
Right, that's what I said, right?
Absolutely,
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We communicate through Islam
Right.
more than anything. I trust you more through Islam more than anything.
Right.
You couldn't be my regular homeboy.
No, absolutely. No, we're brothers.
We brothers.
Yeah, no
But
question.
outside of that, you're a barber. So that's 2 relationships.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You couldn't be my regular homeboy. Why? In 2 different age brackets. Would I ever hang out with you? Depends.
Well, we had.
But Islam though.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because we got rights over one another.
No, we hung out. We went to a party together.
We had, but hear what I'm saying? Islam was first.
Yeah.
Right. And then that came.
Came.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Facts. Okay. I see what you're saying.
But it makes it that much easier because we have rights over with each other.
Right.
True.
Right.
I'm not ashamed to learn from you like as I would be if you wasn't Muslim.
Right.
I don't think you gonna shit on me if you teach me something.
Right.
If you wasn't Muslim, I don't know your motive.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And some people might be mugging the TV saying, "Oh, that Muslim stuff don't mean nothing."
Right.
It means something when you know a person real Muslim.
Absolutely.
So we ain't talking about no fake fraud stuff.
exactly.
I know you fast during the month of Ramadan. I know you lower your gauge.
Yep.
This is all I need to know.
Right.
I know you Christian. You a barber. No, hear what I'm saying? Because you always.
Why are you saying I'm Christian though?
Because you was raised that way. And,
But
and
that
then
doesn't
I see your jewelry.
That doesn't mean I'm Christian.
What are you?
I don't.
Identify.
So you don't wear your Jesus Christ no more?
I do, but he was asking me about it, and I tell him I just wear it because I like the weight and I like the flow with it, but not because it means something
I
for
told
me.
you a fly dude except for the cross, because I'm Muslim, so I don't believe in images. I was like, you look a fly.
Alright, but see that's
what we saying
when you
is
brand yourself with images, that's what I'll go by. But
Right.
you a health person. You natural.
right.
All right.
So that's
Right. Even though I know how Jesus is represented, but for me Jesus is a master, like out of all the master.
in communication though. I communicate with you more because I know you take on some type of religion. I also because you ain't never cut my hair, but I know you're a
Right.
barber.
Right.
But we ain't born, me and you. Don't it make you feel more comfortable that I'm Muslim?
I feel comfortable with Muslim, Christians.
No, how what I'm saying? I said me. It makes me. You know a lot of my homeboys that come in here.
Right.
Right.
No, but what
Who
he's
makes
saying
you feel
make
more
perfect
comfortable?
sense.
Not makes you feel more comfortable. Who you would be more comfortable with if you had to go somewhere with me? If you had to pick every one of us from
Right.
in my neighborhood that you know, which one of us
Yeah, I
would
get
you
you.
make feel more comfortable
With
Why?
you because I will have more
But our
communication
relationship
with
was
you.
built before the
yeah.
That's
Real
why.
shit,
yeah.
That's
So
that's
So
what
for
I'm
me,
saying.
nah, it don't apply.
Yeah, we've been having more communication, so definitely it's more confidence now. Too.
But because everybody else y'all talk at one another.
Right.
Right.
Y'all just hit and miss with conversation.
Right.
So do you think that's why the murder rate is so high in these inner cities because of the lack of communication?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lack of communication, definitely.
And why do you think that we lack the tools to communicate properly on an effective level?
When we're kids.
Economic reasons, economic despair. When a person hungry and you don't know they hungry, they reacting different towards you. So the communication might be off. I might snap at you, and you might say, it'll take you. You might say something in a tone that I don't like, but you don't know what I'm going through. So that just gives me a reason.
Right.
And that's lack of communication too. It's sad though.
Right. It
But
is.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
when-
real sad,
when-
man. That's deep.
When we're
Yeah.
kids too,
Yeah.
we don't have that since we're kids. So
Right.
we just go out there and show us what we didn't learn at home. You know, one of the big masterpiece of us becoming a man.
Right.
You know,
Okay,
we didn't
so-
learn
so-
that from the
Right,
from
because
the
you talking about
beginning.
communication skills, right? So, your parents ever talk to you about sex?
No. Mine
No.
didn't.
They hit and miss on it, but they didn't sit.
Mine didn't.
They didn't
Mine
sit down and see. All right, with that is different. That
How is it different?
because you hear sex before you even know about it.
But he's saying, did your parents sit you
But
down,
sit you
communicate
down,
with you
exactly.
about it?
No, not the actual sit down. No.
Right.
Once they start getting high and drinking, they
So your
talk
parents
shit.
got high too?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. My uncles, my mother, my aunts, they drinks. And when they drink, they start talking shit.
Right.
Right.
But talking shit is still cool because they don't hold no punches.
Right.
But then the next day you can come back and say, "Mom, what you was saying yesterday?" and they say, well, I don't want to talk about that no more. But then as soon as they start drinking and drugging again, don't stick your wee in the girl vagina. You can catch something. It'll go to that degree.
Right,
you don't want to.
right.
But when they sober up, all is shut down. They go back to be quiet. Don't do this and don't do that. So,
And
they
that's-
never talk to us about sex.
With nothing, and I always envy that with my parents. Well, I never had my
They
father.
mention it though.
I never had my father until recently, and having him now, because I always used to hear that too. Like growing up, people used to be like, "Yo," like I brought a gun to school in 3rd grade, got expelled. You feel what I'm saying? Went through the juvenile system, all that shit, young catching charges, all that shit. Got expelled, was suspended every year for fighting, guaranteed every year. But they would always say, like, you know, you doing all this because you don't got your father in your life. And I'd be like, man, fuck that nigga. I don't need him. You feel what I'm saying? I don't even know what that means. So how can I have an effect on me? But being a 30-year-old man now, having a relationship with him now, learning a lot about my behavior, my mental, why I do certain things, why I think the way I do. You feel what I'm saying? I understand now the importance of having a father figure, a role model, a presence, a male presence in your life, in a household growing up, to communicate certain things to me, to teach me how to communicate certain things that I was always taught to suppress and never understood how to bring it up on a surface level or have dialect in it and be able to converse through it to understand what I'm feeling and how to get on the back end of it and handle things properly. And I started to understand a lot about just being a man and how real men are supposed to handle situations after I gained a relationship with him. Because having a relationship of nothing but women, my grandmother raised me, my mother was getting high. You feel what I'm saying? You know, my grandmother at 70 years old, working 5 jobs, all her focus was just keeping bread on the table, you feel what I'm saying? Which is why I started hustling at 12, 13 years old to help try to provide. But anyway, she ain't have time to do it. My mother was in the streets getting high. That's the last thing she was going to do. You feel me? My father was incarcerated or running the streets. You know, he a millionaire, you know what I mean, kingpin. You feel what I'm saying? So he was getting money. Nobody ever taught me how to communicate. You feel what I'm saying? And everybody else that's in my environment is going through the exact same thing.
Starting with kids.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
yeah,
That's when it
honestly,
starts for real.
And it's funny you mentioned that because, you know, I've been divorced for now 3 years, and you know I got 2 sons, and I have to talk to my son every day. I have to communicate with him, make sure, because honestly, like me being married over 10 years, and not having that when I was growing up, my father around, you think what I'm saying? My father teaching me about girls and all that stuff. Like I wanted to be there for my son. So now, I'm super tough on myself. Make sure I call my son every day. Make sure I talk to my oldest and my youngest. You know what I'm saying? Because to me,
So how old's your oldest?
he's gonna be 13. So he's gonna say he's becoming a teenager now.
So do he know how to communicate with other kids?
Yes, he does. Yeah,
Gotcha.
he does. He got a lot of friends and stuff
So
like that.
so would you? Is it safe to say communication, right? How you communicate with your son? Do you communicate with him in as a Baltimore 13-year-old or as a regular 13-year-old?
I say both.
Okay.
I say both because I also, to me, it's very important. He knows also for him to be street savvy, for him to, like, he knows how to maneuver outside. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get to a point. He's gonna know how to drive. He's gonna get out there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, I say both.
So do the parents these days, because I don't have kids, you don't got kids?
No.
You just had
Yeah, I got
twins.
two.
Right.
Yeah, but hey, I got communication with them like
So
anybody else.
so that's my question too. So
that's my main communication with them.
So we came up in
Yeah.
different circumstances. Obviously,
Right.
coming up in the '80s, you feel me? We had the crack epidemic. So that robbed us of a childhood. So do y'all communicate to y'all kids a lot differently than how your parents communicated to you?
Absolutely.
And do you allow your kids to express themselves?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. To a certain degree, experience because like my son, he knows not to come home with no painted nails or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he can express himself to. I'm saying like, oh, let your hair grow, run braids, run dreadlocks. That's cool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But no painted nails, none of that crap.
Okay.
But
So if
yeah,
he start kicking and screaming, crying and yelling and all that, how do you handle that?
What do you mean kicking and screaming?
kicking and screaming. I mean, he like you told him no about something.
No, see, I beat monkeys' asses, so like they ain't no kicking and screaming, bro.
But is it a shut the fuck up, boys don't cry, or?
It depends, cause I mean, if he fall busts his ass, yeah, get up.
Okay.
Like my son the other day, like he got mad out, daddy, like he fell and like I was laughing a little bit. I was like, yeah, nigga, get up. He was like, yeah, like you mean? I was like, no, nigga, I mean, like get up, you fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm the father, I'm not the mom. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's gonna be fine.
Right.
Yeah.
But so what I'm asking is, do you think too much of that is why we end up being men that don't know how to communicate because of not questioning your parents or anything, but just simply saying, you know, us as men, we always trained to get up, stop crying, you know, so that teaches us to suppress our emotions at a very young age. Do you think it's enabling that same characteristic?
Wow, you know what? That's. Wow, man, that's a good question. Cause I also could be like, oh man, you okay? You hurt yourself?
I mean, you
and
know,
I gotta be.
You still know when he hurt though, but like he's saying,
you got that sense.
At what
you know what I'm
time?
saying?
At what point can he be a child?
Right.
At what point can he be a child? As far as that communication goes.
You mean what age?
Yeah, as far as what he's saying, what he feel like, cause he in football, he play sports.
Soccer.
So okay.
Right. But he communicates with me. He tells me, little daddy, I have a little crush on a girl in school. Like, yeah, my teenager, the oldest one.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
But once again, I mean, the kicking and screaming thing. I just want to know, are we creating another generation of men that lack communication?
I mean, it depends what
it
depends what
Shut
age.
Up, be tough, stick your chest up.
Okay, depends what age the kicking and screaming begins. You know what I'm saying? And you can't tell your kid like, yeah, shut up. It depends, cause like my son sometimes, like he give he'll say something like what's wrong, like and you know he communicate, tell me, well, daddy, look, this was going on, like I'm like my mom yelled at me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it could be vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or maybe I said something to him and he has to communicate that with his mom's.
Right.
Yeah, it depends.
So is there anything you want to say? Happy to have you on the show. Anything you want to say before we close out and go to the next segment about young males communicating with one another, just on a broad standpoint?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna start saying this. For the one that have kids, start communicating with your kids. Start owning the house. That's where it started. When the kids put that on themselves, making free thinkers. That's what we need to create now.
Free thinkers?
Free thinkers. And that started when they kids. Asking questions, make them think, put them attention, left your phone alone when your kid's talking to you. Even if it's about anything.
Right.
Put attention on your kid and know where his mind at. It don't matter the physical body, what you see and you see it.
His or her? His and her?
He's the kid.
The kid, okay.
Yeah. But the mind, you don't see it what it is. So pay attention what he listen to, what he watching, who he's playing. Pay attention.
I watch cartoons more with my oldest, even the anime stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, it all depends. Some parents got like me. I have great communication skills with my kids. Absolutely.
And the acting is good too, as well as that. So in closing, I like to say, men in the city, start communicating with one another. If you like somebody tennis shoes, don't say, man, damn, what they is. Just say, man, I like your tennis shoes. Simple communication.
I told you earlier, I like tennis shoes.
But just simple communication. That way you don't say the wrong thing and a person that take it the wrong way. We ain't on no kumbaya stuff over here, but we talk at each other as men instead of talking to one another. But that's just the closing statement about that. Why don't young men know how to communicate with one another in relationships? But stay tuned to episode part 2 of the podcast coming up. It would be is it possible to turn a loose woman into a housewife?
A whole into a housewife. But real quick, from closing, look, black men, we exterminating one another. Like, we really killing each other. You feel what I'm saying? And we the only race on this planet that kill each other.
It's sad.
the way that we do. You don't have whites killing whites. You don't have Hispanics killing Hispanics. You feel what I'm saying? The way that black people is killing one another is at a disgusting rate, and 99% of it is because of our lack of communication for one another, our respect for one another. We are black, we are human. You feel what I'm saying? We brothers, we sisters, we connected in this universe, some form or fashion. Learn how to communicate with your brother and say, yo, I don't fuck with what you just did. You feel what I'm saying? And as the brother that might have did some shit, accept that. You know you was on some cornball shit, some shitball shit. Accept it. Don't get all mad into your feelings and I gotta kill this nigga because he told me about myself. Accept it. People who love you, brothers, sisters, family and all that, they gonna tell you where you fucking up at, where you wrong at. Accept it. We gotta learn to love each other. We gotta learn how to communicate with each other. We gotta stop this killing shit, my nigga. This shit is crazy. For Baltimore to be hitting 300 murders every year, as small as we is, it's crazy. Learn how to communicate with your woman. Let her know you love her. You feel what I'm saying? Let her know you down for her. Communicate with your brother. Let him know you love him. You feel what I'm saying? When y'all leave each other, yo, I love you. Give him a hug, a dap. You feel what I'm saying? With your homies. Yo, love each other and learn how to communicate. There's nothing wrong with telling your nigga or your female, whoever, I love you. You feel what I'm saying? There's nothing soft and none of that. Learn how to communicate.
Absolutely.
We lack it, all of us. I'm one of them, but I'm working on it. I'm cognizantly thinking about it and I'm working on it.
Me too.
Communicate with each other, yo. Communicate. And that's it.